Navin Lalu's streaming network, specialist in clean audio, multiple camera angle view and a photo slide for professional live streaming. Call Navin at 335-0205. Navin Lalu, bringing real-time events to you and yours. Navin Lalu's streaming network. Call him 335-0205. Also available fantastic drone footage. Navin's streaming network.
Bole Sri Parabram Paramatma Ki Jai. At this time, we are about to begin with the Anteshri Karan, the final rites for our mother here, Jasodra Ragbir. And firstly, let me extend condolences to the members of the family. We all know the wonderful person that she was, very spiritual, very loving, very caring. And of course, I'm sure that at this point in time, the family will be experiencing, this bereavement, this sense of loss. But of course, as we all know, Bhagavad Gita teaches us that even in these moments of despair, that we have our duty to do. And so this family, they are doing the duty as recommended by our scriptures. The ceremony is not a very long ceremony. What we do, we pay final respects to this body that no longer has a soul, that, is resident within the body. And of course, after doing that, you will be invited to come and pay your final respects, place flowers, perform arati. I know that members of the family, they may have some words they'd like to share with you. in these final moments, of the life of this individual. After today, we'll not see this body again in any form or fashion, except in our memory, except in our pictures, images, etc. But that is fine, because what we recall from the life of an individual, the way they have inspired us, that is the most important thing. So as we begin, I'll ask you all to please stand. And we recite simple mantras to Sri Krishna Bhagwan. Krishna Bhagwan is a form of Adhyama Pitraye. Adhyama Pitraye, of course, who can't stand is okay. You don't need to force yourself, right? Adhyama Pitraye is that form of Krishna Bhagwan, who is known as the keeper of all souls. So when we perform this Anteshi Karan, when we perform what is called the Madhyam Shodashi, the 13 days, that we always say special prayer, and it is dedicated to Krishna Bhagwan as that Divya Pitri, Adhyama Pitraye. So we concentrate upon Krishna Bhagwan in our minds. Om Sri Krishnaya Namo Namah. Om Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kansachardamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Om Sri Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namah. We recite the Sankalp. The Sankalp is saying that, the four of you, as descendants of this individual, that you have taken this responsibility to fulfill this commitment and to perform this final rites on behalf of Jasodra. In life, there's what we call the sanskar, the major sanskar. There are certain sanskars that we perform for ourselves. We are able to participate. But there are certain sanskars that we cannot do, and others have to do it on our behalf. The Anteshi sanskar is one of those. So what you do is on behalf of this soul and the liberation of the soul. So you all know your Rasti names, right? I want you all to call your Rasti names in your minds. Om Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Sri Vishnu Vishnu Vishnuha Namaha Paramatmane Srimad Bhagavato Mahapurushasya Vishragapavartamanasya Adhya Brahmnoditya Parade Vishnu Pareshishuyata Varaha Kalpe Vaivasman Vandre Ashavanacharano Jambodvipe West Indies Kande Trinidadeshe Sandagasan Gawe Arya Varte Vikram Samvatsari Amuk Maase Amuk Tatav Amuk Paksha Amuk Vasari Amuk Nachatra Amuk Nam Amuk Gotra Shuti Sruti Puran Praptakam Shri Anteshi Karam Aham Karishi Om Hiran Nagarvasa Mamurta Giribhuta Sajata Pratarkyasit Saradhar Pratvam Dhyam Timam Kashmai Deva Havisha Vidima Sri Krishnai Govindai Namo Namah. Bole Sri Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. Place it at the feet and bow. You all may have your seats. So at this time, we will guide the Yajman through the process. You can observe, and I'll ask Vitra, come forward. Where's Karishma? Karishma, you all could come and just sing a bhajan as best as possible. Okay, so I'll ask Vitra, you can sing, and if there are others who would like to, who may be able to contribute to one or two bhajan, you can do so also. If at, reach a point where you cannot do it, I'll ask the persons to, okay. Then they will play some music.
Bhaju mana hari hara om sumiro mana narayana. Bhaju mana hari hara om sumiro mana narayana. Narayana hari narayana. Narayana hari narayana. Bhaju mana hari hara om Sumiro mana narayana. Bhaju mana suraja, bhaju mana chanda. Bhaju mana suraja, bhaju mana chanda. Bhaju mana pavana sumir, sumiro mana narayana. Bhaju mana hari hara om, sumiro mana narayana. Bhaju mana Sita, भजु मन रामा भजु मन सीता भजु मन रामा हनु हनु हनुमत वीर सुमिरो मन नारायणा भजु मन हरि हर ओम सुमिरो मन नारायणा भजु मन गौरी और गणेशा भजु मन गौरी और गणेशा भजु मन सती संग शिव सुमिरो मन नारायणा भजु मन हरि हर ओम सुमिरो मन नारायणा भजु मन तुलसी भजु मन चंदन भजु मन तुलसी भजु मन चंदन भजु मन गोवन के पीर सुमिरो मन नारायणा भजु मन हरि हर ओम सुमिरो मन नारायणा नारायणा हरि नारायणा नारायणा हरि नारायणा भजु मन हरि हर ओम सुमिरो मन नारायणा भजु मन हरि हर ओम सुमिरो मन नारायणा भजु मन हरि हर ओम सुमिरो मन नारायणा
ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू धन्य बना जीवन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन प्रभु की प्राप्ति का मूल मंत्र है ये संपूर्ण समर्पण आए आत्मचल प्रभु को सौंप दे तू सारा जीवन ओ देख प्रभु तेरी निरख विराजे ओ देख प्रभु तेरी निरख विराजे कर ले अभिवादन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल कर ले मिलन अब चल आज नहाले, परम पिता का प्रेम पत्र बनकर तू शुभ वर पाले। ओ किरण किरण को निरख नयन से, ओ किरण किरण को निरख नयन से, हो जा मन में मगन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से। है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू, परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू, धन्य बना जीवन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से। है मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन, 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 अब चल कर ले मिलन।
आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका रे भगवान। आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका रे भगवान। बत कर ही हम राह दिखारे, भगवन राह दिखारे। बत कर ही हम राह दिखारे, भगवन राह दिखारे। कर्म कर्म पर किरण बिचारे, भगवन किरण बिचारे। कर्म कर्म पर किरण बिचारे, भगवन किरण बिचारे। इन कियन को प्रभु करारे, इन कियन को प्रभु करारे। ज्योति से पहचान, ज्योति से पहचान। आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका रे भगवान। हम तो है संतान तिहारी, प्रभु संतान तिहारी। तेरी दया के हम अधिकारी, प्रभु है हम अधिकारी। दुनिया होवे सुखी हमारी, दुनिया होवे सुखी हमारी। ऐसा दे वरदान, ऐसा दे वरदान। आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान। आज अंधेरे चमका रे भगवान। जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। और कोई न केवन हारा हो, फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर हरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे उनकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे उनकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, प्रभु जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे।
श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन, हरिन पापे दारुणम। नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख, कंदर पकड़ कंचारुणम। कंदर पग नित मित छबिनव, नील नीरज सुंदरम। पट पीठ मान उतरित रुचि सुचि, नामी जनक सुतावरम। भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव, दैत वंश निकंदनम। रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल, चंद दशरथ नंदनम। सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चार, उदारु अंग विभूषणम। अजनु पूजा चर सापटारा, संगरम चित करि तुषानम। इति भरत तुलसीदास शंकर, शेष मुनि मन रंजनम। मम हृदय कंज निवास कारु, कामदीकलदारुणम। मन चाहि राज मिलाई सो, पर सहज सुंदर सावरो। करुणा निदान सुजान शीला, संग जन रावरो। एहि बटी गाड़ी शीश सुनी सिया सहित हरे शातली तुलसी भवानी पूजी पुनि पुनि मूर्ति मंडित मंचली.
Go ahead, sing it good.
मातरी ममता.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nata Narayan Vasudeva. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nata Narayan Vasudeva. 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 Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nata Narayan Vasudeva. Pitumata Swami Sakha Hamare. Pitumata Swami Sakha Hamare. He Nata Narayan Vasudeva. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nata Narayan Vasudeva. Govinda mero hai, Gopala mero hai. Govinda mero hai, Gopala mero hai. Shri Bhake Vihari Nandalala mero hai. Shri Bhake Vihari Nandalala mero hai. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nata Narayan Vasudeva. 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 Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nata Narayan Vasudeva. Namo Mahadeva Shambhu. नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर, गिरिजा शंकर ओम। भवानी शंकर उमा महेश्वर, गिरिजा शंकर ओम। जय पलयंकर, जय पीतांबर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। हर हर महादेव गौरी मनोहर, हर शिव शंकर ओम। हर हर महादेव गौरी मनोहर, हर शिव शंकर ओम। दुख हर लेकर, सुख बर देकर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। नमो महादेव शंभो, नमो सदाशिव ओम। जय परमेश्वर, जय भुवनेश्वर, जय शिव शंकर ओम। जय शिव शंकर ओम। जय शिव शंकर ओम।
मेरा मुझ में कुछ नहीं, जो कछुल सो तेरा, तेरा तुझको सौंप के क्या लागे तेरा। मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आहो, ए पावन परमेश्वर मेरी मन ही मन शर्मा हो। मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे तूने मुझको जग में भेजा, निर्मल देकर काया, आकर इस संसार में इसको दाग लगाया। जन्म जन्म की मैली चादर, जन्म जन्म की मैली चादर, कैसे दाग जुरा हो। मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आहो। मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे निर्मल वाणी पाकर तुझे से नाम न तेरा गाया। हाँ नैन मुंद कर है परमेश्वर, कभी ना तुझको ध्याया। मन बिना की तारे तूती, मन बिना की तारे तूती, कैसे दाग चुरा हो। मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आहो। ए पावन परमेश्वर मेली मन ही मन शर्मा हो। मैली चादर इन पैरों से चल कर तेरे मंदिर कभी न आया, जहाँ जहाँ हो पूजा तेरी कभी न शीस झुकाया। हे हरि हर में हार के आया, हे हरि हर में हार के आया, अब क्या हर चुरा हो मैली चादर उड़ के कैसे, मैली चादर। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय कृष्ण गोपाल हरे, जय दीन दयाल हरे। तुम करता तुम ही कारण, तुम करता तुम ही कारण, सर प्रतिपाल हरे। ए दीन दयाल हरे, जय जय कृष्ण गोपाल हरे, हे दीन दयाल हरे। रतहा के रणभूमि में हर कर्मयोग के मर्म बताए, आज उमर है कर्म तत्व काया के दुख सुख समझाए। सखा सारथी शरणागत के, सखा सारथी शरणागत के, सर प्रतिपाल हरे। हे दीन दयाल हरे, जय जय कृष्ण गोपाल हरे, हे दीन दयाल हरे। जय जय कृष्ण गोपाल हरे, हे दीन दयाल हरे। हे माथ जसोरा ब्रज नारी के, माथ जसोरा ब्रज नारी के, माखन चोर हरे। ए दीन दयाल हरे, जय जय कृष्ण गोपाल हरे, हे दीन दयाल हरे। जय जय कृष्ण गोपाल हरे, हे दीन दयाल हरे।
Thank you, Keshav. आज सुनो हम गीत विदा का, गा रहे दो दुखियारे पंछी बिछुरे जा रहे। आज सुनो हम गीत विदा का, गा रहे। दो दुखियारे पंछी बिछुड़े जा रहे। बहुत दिनों की साथी आज जुदा होगी। बहुत दिनों की साथी आज जुदा होगी। गुमसुम अखियारों से आज सुनाओगे। आज सुनो हम गीत विदा का गा रहे। दो दुखियारे पंछी बिछुड़े जा रहे। अलग अलग राहों पर चल दिए दो प्राणी। अलग अलग राहों पर चल दिए दो प्राणी। निर्दय जग ने इनकी फिर नहीं जानी। आज पुरानी सुख के दिन आ याद रहे। दो दुखियारे पंछी बिछुड़े जा रहे। कोई मत पूछो कौन है ये, क्यों रोते हैं। कोई मत पूछो कौन है ये, क्यों रोते हैं। इस जग में ऐसी भी अभागे होते हैं। लूट गई फिर भी दिल का दर्द छिपा रहे। दो दुखियारे पंछी बिछुड़े जा रहे। आज सुनो हम गीत गाता गा रहे। दो दुखियारे पंछी बिछुड़े जा रहे। दो दुखियारे पंछी बिछुड़े जा रहे। आई भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला। दो दिन के जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। आए भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला। दो दिन के जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। जिनके लिए है तूने महल सजाए, मतलब की याद सारे सब ही पराए। इनके लिए है कितना तूने दुख झेला। दो दिन के जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। दो दिन के जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला। दो दिन के जिंदगी है, दो दिन का मेला।
My dear friends, this bhajan I'm going to offer you is to say that we pray to the Lord who gives happiness and the removal of difficulties. It seems as though sometimes our life is stuck in a quagmire, in a storm, and who can we rely and depend on? No one but the Supreme in whatever form we know Him. So this morning we pray and beg and be seated, Lord. May all our difficulties be removed and happiness be restored to our lives. Prabhu Ji, Prabhu Ji, Prabhu Ji Sukh Sagar hai. Prabhu Ji, Prabhu Ji, Prabhu Ji Sukh Sagar hai. सुख करता दुख हरता पावन परमात्म है प्रभु जी प्रभु जी प्रभु जी सुख सागर है सुख सागर है सुख सागर है सुख सागर है प्रभु जी प्रभु जी प्रभु जी सुख सागर है तूफान में जो कश्ती है वो भी जो डगर में है माटी के बन में अब तो ईश्वर है तू है जो पार लगाता तू है जो पार लगाता है पूर्ण परमात्मा है सुख करता दुख हरता पावन परमात्मा है प्रभु जी प्रभु जी प्रभु जी सुख सागर है थैंक यू
Guruji, Pandit Jairat Maharaj, Guru Mai, Auntie Vetra Maharaj, relatives and friends, Sitaram, all protocols observed. For those who may not know me, I am the eldest grandchild and the only granddaughter of the late Jasodra Ragbir, better known as Jay. Standing here with me are my three brothers, Anup, Kavir, and Anil. Firstly, I must say, writing this eulogy was one of the hardest tasks I've ever had to do in my life. For those who know Nani, she was a very kind, humble, and spiritual individual. She had a heart of gold. The love she had for her family was unconditional, especially for her great-granddaughters, Keshavi and Aviana. There are so many memories we had with her that we can share. I can recall when my brothers and I were younger, we would go to spend our vacation with our nanny and nana at their home in Londonville. And when it was time to go home, we would not want to go because she used to spoil us with everything that our parents didn't want to give us. She used to make the best cheese paste, and I'm sure my brothers would agree with me. The boys would always fight with me because being the only granddaughter, I had the advantage with sleeping. I had the advantage of sleeping with her on the bed, and they were on the mattress. The bond we shared was unbreakable. One of her greatest joys were my two daughters, Keshavi and Aviana. She would always call and tell them how much she loves them and how much she missed them. She treated her son-in-law and her daughter-in-law as if they were her own children. It's never easy to say goodbye to someone dear and dear to you. To my mom and my mamu, losing a parent is one of the most difficult times of your life. But she's in a better place, looking down on us all. Nanny, you left us with an empty space in our heart that could never be filled. I hope your soul attain moksha wherever you may be. We will miss you and we will always love you.
Come back here, all of the Yachman. Thank you very much, Karishma. I know that that was not very easy to do, but as I said, in these circumstances, we are all required to do our duty. And of course, sharing some words on the life of our Didi here, that is very important. So thank you, I'm very proud of you, and of course, all of the grandchildren. Bhaiya, now. Okay, just have flowers there? You have any more? I just give them a few. Yeah. Yeah, just give this to. So you'll just hold the flowers in your hands, and at this time, what we'll do, as is customary, that's all right, no problem here. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. I'll share a short message with you. That helps us to understand a little bit about life, about death, and the nature of life. While we grieve the passing of a wonderful soul, we say that even in death, we can make a contribution. And there are many examples that are given from this in our scriptures, that life is supposed to be a sacrifice. And as we sacrifice ourselves, we see the example of the deer, etc., as bears like in deer here. The deer gives light, but in given light, what happens? It is dying, it is extinguishing itself. And so too, as we live life, every single day, the sacrifices that we make, our lives are supposed to be a lesson. And even in death, when we perform the Antiyashikaran, it is a lesson that can be left for all of us. So that Didi here, she's making a final contribution by allowing us that opportunity to understand something about life and death that is taken from our scriptures and preached by our scriptures. Now, on a personal note, I have known Didi for quite a long while. I was very fond of her. I, like many, I have lost my mom at a very young age. My mom had cancer when I was 7, and she died when I was 13 years. So anytime some older lady treat me nice, I feel good. When they treat me motherly. And, Auntie here was just like that. She would always smile. She always treat me nice. When I have puja home here, she'll give me a lot of food and all of those things. So I always have fond memories of her. So I know that what Karishma and the others are saying, sometimes you go to a funeral as a pundit, and, when you go to the funeral, you leave the funeral, you don't even remember how the person looked, because there's no personal connection. And there are other circumstances like here, where there's a personal connection with the family and with the individual. And, Didi, she has lived her life in such a way that she has left her legacy in her children, her grandchildren. I know that they have adopted a lot of the practices, our traditions, that they are supposed to practice. And how are those things passed on from generation to generation? It is done by the life that an individual lives. And the Jasodra, or Didi as I call her, very spiritual, very committed to her dharma. And in so doing, her two children, Uncle Jerry, as I call him, and the Judy, who I've known since I was 20 years old, I'm going in 50 now from, the temple in Madras, that they have lived their life guided by their mother, and their children are doing the same thing. So that this is a lesson. Persons like this generation, we don't have much of them again. But we can have more of that in the future if the lessons and the values that they have left with us, that indelible mark, as we say, remains in every single one of us. So my first piece of advice, Uncle Jerry and the Judy, all of you all, the cousin, the children, the grandchildren, remember the life that you live. The good memories are good. Remember that also. But the spiritual part, the sacrifices that would have been made for Dharma by Didi here, remember that and live that ideal life. Now, something more on the spiritual side, that what we are witnessing here is what is called the Anteshikaran. The Anteshikaran, as I mentioned earlier, one of the sanskars that is done on our behalf, and we are born in this world. Every single one of us, we are born in this world. Sri Ram says, Bhare bhag manushyanupava sadhanadham mokshkaradwara. Bhare bhag manushyanupava. He says that this human form that comes into this world, that we are born with, he is saying that that is the greatest gift. And he is saying that we are given that gift of the human body. When he says we, what does he refer to? That the human body, or the individual, is not just the body. The body is a shell. The body is like the clothing that we wear. That we, the true identity of every individual, is not the body, but really that Atma, that Jiva Atma, that individual soul. That individual soul cannot act without the body. And therefore, we say that the body is the greatest gift that we can receive. Why is that? It is only with the human body, sadhanadham, we can't perform sadhanas, spiritual practices. Why do we need to perform spiritual practices? Mokshkara, we are on the doorway to moksha and liberation, and with the performance of spiritual practices, we're able to gain that liberation. So that the purpose of birth is to perform spiritual action. Our life is supposed to be a puja. Puja is sacrifice. That is what puja is. Puja is worship. So that when we perform puja, we perform worship, then we get blessings. So that when we say we are performing puja, it is not only once a year when we clean up the home and we put up 7 jandi. That is puja also. That is Devata and Devi puja. But our life is supposed to be like a puja. Every single day, we are supposed to live life in such a way that we are bringing blessings to ourselves and making the others around us better. So that the things that we do is supposed to serve as inspiration. So that we use this human body for the purpose of doing Devata puja, Devi puja. We use the human body for the purpose of performing what is called Pada service to mankind. There are those who are needy, those who are hungry, those who are suffering. And as much as we are suffering, there are others who are suffering more. So whatever we have, we give a little bit of that. That is the way that we are supposed to live our lives. And having this human body allows us to do that. So Sri Ram said, Bhare bhag manushyanupava sadhanadham mokshkaradwara. When you go to Bhagavad Gita, what does Krishna Bhagavan says? He says, Udhare atmana atmanam natmanam vasadayet atmeva hyata mano bandhuha atmeva ripuratmanaha. He says that every single one of us, whatever is given to us, we have the human body, we have the antakaran, the manas, the buddhi, the ahankar, the mind, the intellect. We have the ego. We have the gyan indriyas, the karam indriyas, the senses of perception, the senses of action, the organs of action. We are all supposed to use that to do what? To elevate ourselves. Krishna Bhagavan says that be your best friend and never your worst enemy. Every single one of us, like Didi here, we know the life, Bhaya would know all of that. They have struggled. I know some of it, not all of it, but I know enough to know that Didi would have faced trials and tribulations in her life, but she faced it. That is what life is about. Like Hanuman Baba met many, many obstacles. And a lot of time we believe that when we are facing obstacles, it's because we are being sinned. Hanuman Baba, he was on a mission of Sri Ram, going over that ocean to serve that Lord and Master. And although he is serving that Lord and Master, he was still tested by Sudasa. So if Hanuman Baba, doing the work of Sri Ram, could be tested, who is any one of us? He is Pavanat Naibala, Pavana Samana, Buddhi, Vivek, Vijnana, Nidhana. He was a storehouse of energy, of power, of strength. and he was still tested. And therefore, all of us, as we go through life, we are going to be tested. None of us escape from that. As I always say, when persons are facing problems, I give them my standard piece of advice. Not every day will be a good day, and not every day will be a bad day. When the good times come, enjoy. But enjoy understanding it is not going to last. When the bad times come, see them through, and understand also that is not going to last either. And Didi would have lived her life in that way. She had made her struggles, understand her duty towards her family, and she would have performed that duty. And that's a powerful lesson that she's leaving for every one of us. So Krishna Bhagwan says, elevate yourself. Don't blame others. We have that capacity within ourselves to become our best friend and never denigrate ourselves. Never put yourself down. Never put yourself in a situation where others have to say anything negative about you. And if you happen to be in that position, you have the opportunity to elevate yourself still. So we always elevate ourselves. Whether we're in a good position or a bad position, elevate ourselves. That is the words of Sri Krishna. Now, to elevate yourself, it requires certain practices. And they are not always the easiest practices. So that, in chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is asking these questions of Krishna Bhagwan. He says, Krishna Bhagwan, oh Lord, you are saying all of this. Control the mind, elevate the self. But he says something very pertinent. He says, Chanchalahi Manaha Krishna. Chanchalahi Manaha Krishna. Now, Krishna, this mind is so chanchal. The mind is so difficult to control. Maybe more difficult than the wind to control. He says, how do I do that? And how do we control the mind? Krishna Bhagwan says, Adu Arjun, I agree with you. The mind is difficult to control. For every single one of us. Which one of us can sit, even in a situation like this, and the mind doesn't stray? You are distracted by somebody passing in the road, by the breeze, whether the place is hot or cold. That is the nature of man. We can't escape that. But what he says, the only way you can get over that is practice. That's what they call nitya karma. Nitya karma are daily practices. On a daily basis, we do what we are supposed to do. That is why Hinduism says, be religious. Yes, we have to be spiritual, but they have to be religious also. It's not one or the other. In today's society, people say, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in religion. Religion is the sin of the world. If you are saying that, then you don't understand Hinduism at least. Because Hinduism doesn't say that. It says that religion is about self-discipline. Without self-discipline, we can achieve nothing in life. All of the persons who say that, the geniuses and whoever, they themselves are disciplined. So how can you discount the importance of discipline on a daily basis? So that religious and spiritual practices is about discipline. And Krishna Bhagwan says, Nitya Karma, on a daily basis. This family will have to do that now. Every single day they'll have to offer tarpan. They'll have to do certain practices, fasting and all of that. That is going to be Nitya Karma, very intensified for at least 2 weeks. So that we all have to do Nitya Karma in different forms. And then he says, Vairag. What is Vairag? Vairag is spiritual dispassion. You see, when you have to prepare for moments like this, you can't do it overnight. You have to take a little time to do it. So we say that, from young, that is why parents say, when you go in the temple, go and do some work, give some of your time, sacrifice some of the play and the Facebook and all of that, and go in the temple. Give a little arati, give a bag of flour. Why? Not because the temple desperate, though may I trying to hide that. The temple, here you all know that. The temple is not a business. So, when you give something, it goes towards the temple. But the point I'm making is that if you give a little something, somewhere, somebody in your community may be hungry, you feed them, you get in the habit of letting go. And if I can let go of these small things, eventually, when the moments like this come, while it may be difficult, I will be able to let go of it. I will be able to look at it and say, you know what? It is difficult. It is hard. I have lost my mother. I have lost my nani, my nana. I have lost these individuals, but you find a way to move on because you understand the nature of life. What is the promise that is given as I come to the end of, my short message here? What is the promise that is given by Krishna Bhagwan? And this is for the family to understand. Arjun said that if I make all of the sacrifice in life, and I do not get liberation, then what happens? Is it that the effort is wasted? Krishna Bhagavan says, no good deed is ever wasted. No good deed is ever wasted. That whatever you have done, when you have lived a good life, a life of spirituality, a life of, humanity, that in your next birth or future births, you are born in the home of affluent persons. You are born in the home of holy persons, and you are born in the home of persons that will allow you to continue your religious life, your spiritual life. So that, Uncle Jerry and Judy, you weren't born in this family by mistake. It's not random. Anil, tell me all the name again. Anup, right? And Kavir, Karishma, your 2 children, you all are not born in this family by mistake. Uncle Krishna, Auntie Donna, you all are not married into the family by mistake. You all have come from the same home. And like comes together, like attracts like, so that you all have been together through that karma that you have. These children here through their karma. And you all have to recognize that and work with that. So that Krishna Bhagavan says no effort is ever going to go to waste. And in the same way, we can be assured that based on the life of Didi here, that, whenever she has to take birth, if she has to take birth, nobody can know that. That she's going to take birth in a family where she can continue her spiritual life. Arjun was asking of that Lord. He says to that Lord, Param Brahm Param Dham Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divya Adi Devam Vibhum. He's saying that, O Lord, that you are that Param Brahm. Krishna, you are a divine being. You are Param Dham, you are that final resting place. All of us, our Atma is going towards Krishna Bhagavan. He says, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. You are a supreme purifier. Through praying to you, through worship at your feet, we are able to purify ourselves. He says, tell me your true identity. There are many things that Krishna Bhagavan says, but there's one verse, one slok that he says that is very pertinent to this occasion, and I close off with this verse. He says, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Sasitaha Aham Adischa Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Anta Ivacha. He is saying that, oh Arjun, Aham Atma, I am that soul, Sarva Bhuta Sasitaha, that is present in all things. Aham Adischa Madhyam Bhutanam Anta Ivacha. I am Adi, the beginning. I am Madhyam, the middle. I am Ant, the end. I am the beginning. I am the middle. I am the end of all things. So that this configuration of the body, we are not going to see it in this form again. Not in, the 5 elements. This body came into this world made up of the 5 elements. In science, that matter is neither created nor is it destroyed. It simply changes form. When you perform this cremation, this is to dispose of that body in the most respectful way that we know. Now, if you cremate that body, it doesn't go into the ground. No one can dig it up. No one can come years after and do anything with it. Nobody can, it doesn't rot and all of that. The Hindu way, and this is not a criticism of anyone else, we all have our own way. My duty as a pundit is to talk about the Hindu way. The Hindu way is that we cremate. We believe that this is the best way to dispose of that body, the most respectful way to dispose of that body. When you cremate the body, it goes back to the 5 elements. All of the ashes, whatever remains, will go either blow away, it will go into the plants, it will help the plants grow, it will go into the river, some fish will eat it, whatever it may be. It is going to change form. So nothing really dies. Nothing is ever destroyed in this life. The form may change, that is all. The physical form may change, but nothing dies. Didi, she wasn't born in the sense that all of those elements were already there. She came into this world, and the time has come where she has to leave that world. That soul has decided that it is time for me to move on. Didi, we wouldn't know this, but scriptures tell us. Should have said that based on my physical condition, based on the purpose that I have this body, I can no longer use this body to, move forward spiritually. And that soul will decide it is time for me to move to my journey to Sri Krishna. So that as we come to the end, I want you all to remember these words. And of course, everyone, for you to pray on behalf of Didi here, so that that soul, whatever the journey, we never know, we cannot know, Nobody can know if anybody tell you the predicting past life and this life, the fool in you. Nobody knows. And, you know, we can only pray that the soul finds happiness, this soul finds peace in the arms of Sri Krishna. Bol Sri Krishna Chandra ki jai. I will ask you all to please stand now as we just engage in closing prayer. Om Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kansacharamardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Bande Jagadguru. Om Asatu Ma Sadgamaya. Om Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Om Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Pret Atma Shanti, Pret Atma Shanti, Pret Atma Shanti. Bole Sri Krishna Chandra ki jai. Please sit and bow. So at this time, what I'll do, I'll ask Vijay. He can probably play some music, and we'll give about 10 minutes or so here. So if anybody would like to come and have a final viewing, and probably in about 10 minutes, we'll make arrangements to leave, and we're going to Karani. Sabko hi Sitaram.
Navin Lalu's streaming network, specialist in clean audio, multiple camera angle view and a photo slide for professional live streaming. Call Navin at 335-0205. Navin Lalu, bringing real-time events to you and yours. Navin Lalu's streaming network. Call him 335-0205. Also available fantastic drone footage. Navin's streaming network.